And it is showtime in no time. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Boy, do I have a show for y'all today. This is a hot topic. It's a trending topic in the world of boxing. Tyson Fury announced that he's fighting Derek Chisora, but who gives a shit? Y'all want to talk about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, right? Get the likes up. Ain't nobody worried about Tyson Fury and Chisora. I'm going to give y'all what y'all want. Spence versus Crawford. The delays, the negotiations, the holdup. We going to talk about it. Let me see who's up in here. I want to see who's... Bro, 91% of the people voted Bud Crawford is the holdup. Dang. Damn. Wow. Y'all on fire. Let's get the likes up. I need 100 to show. Just to show. Rafe says ducking cowards. Isaiah, he was the second person in here. Rafe was the first person in here. Please come in, grab a seat, grab your popcorn, smash the like button, scan the QR code to subscribe to the channel if you're new. My man Isaiah says no new friends. Absolutely. On God in them. When it comes to this boxing, I'm guiding them. No new friends, on God in them. Listen, that's a bar. Ryan Wright in the building. Kamal Oz says, let's get it. Get it. I've been telling people how lame Bud is for years. Oh, Kamal. Bro, why y'all let Kamal off the leash like that? Who else? Quagmire. It'll never happen with the current state of boxing promotion. What up? Tucker Worthington. That's my guy, longtime supporter. Kareem. Nick. I agree with Kamal. Man, everybody should be agreeing with Kamal. He be dropping heat. He said, I want to see it, but the excitement is dying. Bud thinks he's something he is not, which is the A side. Bud is shaking in his boots. Woo, y'all dropping heat. Don't do it like that. Brian said, Ego, man, spit that truth, my bruh. Can't wait to hear. Oh, yeah, we got a show. Listen, we got a show. Hey, listen, I'm going to give you guys my realest thoughts. Just be the realest I ever wrote against all odds.
Hey, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Payday. You want payday. I know that.
First, let's do the Boxing Ego roll call. If you're in here, smash the like button. That's non-negotiable. If you're in here to talk boxing, be a part of the community. Don't just sightsee. See, y'all like the people in the club, the dudes in the club, it'd be the finest girls, and you don't want to pop at no female. Y'all scary. Y'all scared of the real man. Y'all scared of the alpha. Y'all be in the club and the chicks be all lined up, dancing and stuff. You don't want to go on the dance floor because y'all scary. Y'all ain't no alpha. Y'all in here, you peeking, but you ain't speaking. You ain't hitting that like button. Come on, bro. Let's go. Before I get started, let's do the Boxing Ego roll call, and then I'm on y'all with all my thoughts, and I'm going to break this Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, the delays, the horse I'm gonna break it all down. Let me know where you guys are from. City, state, zip, area code, rep where you from. Let's get it. Let's go. We got 432 Odessa, Texas in the building. Brooklyn in the building. We got Brooklyn. 918 Tulsa, Oklahoma. Seattle 206. We got 601 Mississippi.
To this day. To this day.
Dallas, Texas.
To this
It's
day.
Dallas. It's EJ City. Dallas. Chicago Garfield Park Boxing. Oh my
To this day. To this day. To this day.
Jacksonville, Florida, 904-313. Detroit. We got North Alabama, 256. Orlando, Florida, 321. Ego has the best boxing YouTube channel, hands down. I told you I'm mean with this. Give me the crown. I'm the king with this. When it comes to these boxing videos, ain't nobody got the quality I got. Ain't nobody got the audio I got. And they don't break down the real spill like I do. Bay Area. Listen, California, Bay Area for life. Bay Area versus everybody. Chattanooga, Tennessee, 423. Germany in the building. We worldwide with it. Worldwide mob figures. Stop playing with us. All right, man. I feel like Bruce Lee. I'm the Bruce Lee of this. I'm the Bruce Lee of this boxing talk. Why is Ego bagging on the 8th grade phenomenal Mexican in the cafeteria dance floor? See, y'all scary. Y'all got to dance with them chicks. Holla at some chicks. All right. So I'm going to first start with what's being reported in the sources and those facts. And then I'm going to give you my opinion. And we're going to break it down. And just to give you, I'm going to give you a little spoiler. The Terence Crawford Bud Buddies, this is going to be y'all by the end of this stream. I'm giving Bud Buddies to the count of 10 to get your no good, filthy, yellow keister off of my property before I pump y'all guts full of lead with all these facts, because y'all gonna be crying. They was crying in there. When I break it down like no other, y'all gonna be crying. Yeah, let's work. Listen, this is gonna be a light sparring day for me. He says, you was right, Ego, LOL. You said it. Bud was holding up the fight. Not only did I say it, I predicted this. I predicted this into apocalypse. And for once I was there. It felt good in the hood being around him. And for the first time, everybody let go. And the streets was death row. I predicted this into apocalypse. Let's go. So there's a report. You guys see it. Errol Spence retweeted it. It says, growing concerns from Spence's team and his side, because Crawford team, they don't think they're committed to the fight like they are. Okay. Let me read a couple quotes. You know, enough with the jokes. I'm about to read a couple of quotes. It says, Errol Spence representative sent back another. So this means, you know what the word another means. So they've already been through this process. So they've sent drafts and different copies or whatever. They've sent drafts and different copies, right? It says representatives of Errol Spence sent back another revised contract to Terence Crawford's attorney earlier this month. Those working on Spence's behalf were optimistic that it would lead to the consummation of a deal for the Undisputed fight at some point early in 2023. The most recent 3 changes that Crawford's attorney requested, none of which were considered major deal points, were made. Oh my gosh, bro. So according to this article and sources, Keith Idec wrote this article. It's on Boxing Scene. Terence Crawford's lawyer and his representation, who's negotiating on his behalf to make sure he gets what he gets or what he wants or whatever, they had 3 amendments that they needed on the contract. This is the information that's being provided. 3 amendments. Earlier this month, Team Spence Al Heyman, PBC, made those adjustments or those amendments on the contract, sent it to Crawford's attorney. It's been radio silent since. That's what the article says. It says they sent it, and now it's been a recent silence from Crawford's lawyer that's negotiating on Crawford's behalf, which has caused growing concern from Spence's side that Crawford's team isn't committed to completing a deal for what would be the most meaningful non-heavyweight fight in boxing. Blah, blah, blah. Man, listen, I am about to destroy all those who oppress me, because you can't make this stuff up. So this is, first of all, I know the Bud Buddies, a lot of y'all are delusional. Let's like, the gloves are off. Let's just start like that. A lot of the Bud Buddies are delusional. They get mad at me for reporting the information that is being provided. I didn't write that article, but I will talk about it. So the information is suggesting that Errol Spence Jr., his representation, made corrections that was requested from Team Crawford, 3 of them, and sent another draft over, and they haven't heard from his people. Bro, this sounds eerily similar to Deontay the Bronze Bomber. Hold on.
To this day. To this day. To this day.
To this day, listen, this sounds eerily similar to Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Remember when Tyson Fury was negotiating with Wilder for a fight at the Barclays Center on PBC, which would have been an immediate rematch for Wilder? And then Tyson Fury, the same thing was reported. Tyson Fury's team, Frank Warren and all them, stopped responding. And Wilder's team said they realized that there was a problem because they stopped hearing from the other side. And then lo and behold, we wake up and it said Tyson Fury signs with Bob Arum. Tyson Fury's part of the ESPN system on $100 million deal or some bullshit, right? Tyson Fury's fighting against Tom Schwartz. Bro, Tyson Fury, I definitely think he's a cheater. He definitely failed a drug test. Tyson Fury could have did an immediate rematch with Wilder, who knocked him unconscious the very last round they had at that point in the 12th round. Tyson Fury elected to do tune-ups and wrestling and all this other stuff in between. I don't know what he was doing in the meantime, but it sounds exactly like the Terence Crawford situation where you stop hearing back. You're in negotiations, you stop hearing back. Now, I'm not saying that Errol Spence, Terence Crawford actually won't happen. I don't know. I don't know what Crawford's team is doing or whatever, but I'm just painting the reference that it reminds me of the Wilder situation where Wilder said his team said they stopped hearing from Fury's team. T Hunt, what's up? Y'all got to get my likes up. Let's go. I'm here to work. This is a little light sparring. And unlike the Bud Buddies, I don't got to lie to make a point. I don't got to lie or fabricate the truth or embellish to make a point. So that's what the article written by Keith Eidick, that's what it says. Crawford's been like, okay, so the article, listen, the article says that Terence Crawford has been radio silent. And I went to his Twitter today to see if he had a comment, and he'd been radio silent on there too, because I would have made a video about that. Too. So the article don't sound that fishy. The article doesn't sound like it's lying. Because he ain't said nothing. He ain't done no interviews. He ain't said nothing. He ain't say, hey, that's BS. We sent the contract back. Errol Spence, boo, boo, boo. Bro, it's all about to go down. This whole thing is bigger than Nino Brown. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, Miss Hawkins. Bro, this whole thing is bigger than Boxing Ego. It's bigger than Nino Brown. So let me start with this. The body bag is coming. Let me hit y'all. Mr. Ketchup Body TV is back. All right, bet. Let me start with this body bag. Y'all told me a month ago that Terence Crawford has signed his portion of the deal and Errol Spence was a holdup. Based on all of these latest reports, that's cap. How did Terence Crawford sign and he was ready to go if months later or a month later, the report says the ball is in Terence Crawford's court and they're waiting on Terence Crawford and his attorney to respond? So I thought, so right then and there, y'all lied to me. You lied to me. You lied to me, Papi. Y'all told me that Terence Crawford has signed and Errol Spence was a duck artist. That's what y'all said. So that's already strike one. I'm the new Nolan Ryans. I'm Roger Clemens. That's strike one. You said that Crawford has signed his portion and the major holdup was Errol Spence. But Errol Spence's team sent the contract back, and that's not what's being reported. Message, I'm going to destroy y'all because I could do it. I'm like Floyd Mayweather with the easy work, hard work, dedication. I'm going to hit y'all with that hard work, dedication. Let's get it. Let's get it. So that was a lie then because they said Terence Crawford agreed to everything that Errol Spence demanded. And he signed his portion, and allegedly we were waiting for Errol Spence. So how are we waiting for Errol Spence? And in the report is saying Terence Crawford's team has been quiet for the last couple of weeks. How are we waiting for Errol Spence? How did Crawford sign his portion? We ain't done enough. Boom. Give my likes up. Dan Raphael, boxing reporter. Per sources involved, the date for Spence Crawford, should they finalize the contract that is now in Terence Crawford's hands? Oh, y'all looking bad, bro. Listen, I told you I come to destroy. So that's a whole separate source with their own like system of sourcing out information. The first was Keith Eidick. The second is Dan Raphael. And it says there's an update about when they want to do the proposed date. And it says, should they finalize the contract now that it is in Crawford's hands? So that's a whole separate source stating the same thing, that the ball is in Crawford's court. But again, y'all told me, but wait, there's more. Y'all told me that Terence Crawford already signed and Errol Spence was a holdup. So we working with strike one. Now, when you're such a good pitcher, you don't ever have to change up. You could throw a fastball, a knuckleball, or a changeup. Hold on, that's a bar. Listen, I said when you're such a good pitcher and you can paint the picture, you don't got to change up. You could throw a fastball, a knuckleball, or a changeup. That's a bar. Give my likes up. That's a bar. Strike two. Let me hit y'all with a strike two. Errol Spence beat Ugas his eye into his head and turned him into Sloth from the Goonies. And then he said, hey, Terence Crawford, I did my side, clean up the belt, blah, blah, blah. I unified. I'm coming to take your ish. We'll see what the holdup is. That's what Errol Spence said. Errol Spence said, now that I collected I did what I said I was going to do, clean up my side of the street. I'm coming for your ish, and I'm going to take that belt off you, and we'll see what the holdup is, man down. That's what Errol Spence said. Fast forward to the future, y'all said Errol Spence was the holdup. 6 months later, we still ain't got an official word. They still in negotiations. That's a light strike two. That's a light strike two. Y'all getting bodied. Y'all know that. Y'all getting bodied. Let me hit him with strike three. Strike three is this. See, like I said, it's like Doctor Strange. It's like I got so many different possibilities. I go in the future and look through different probabilities, and I can destroy y'all with several different lanes. So let me pick. Let me pick real quick which way I want to attack this. I don't need no practice. I'm Allen Iverson. I don't need no practice. Let me see how I want to attack this. Okay. Strike 3 is this. Historically, Errol Spence Jr. has never had a negotiation that has been this drawn out, this long-winded, and this problematic. Never. Case in point. Errol Spence was lined up to fight Manny Dan Pacquiao. Pacquiao, who is a bigger name than Terence Crawford is or was or whatever. Crawford's a great fighter, all that. That's dope. But Pacquiao is a face that non-boxing fans, they know who he is. You don't have to be a diehard boxing fan to recognize Pacquiao if you've seen him on a show. I want to, it's up to my promoter, I believe, You know Pacquiao. If you had 5 black dudes in a police lineup, there's a lot of non-hardcore boxing fans that wouldn't be able to pick Terence Crawford out of a police lineup. Let's be real. Y'all got to be real like Cypress Hill. If you have 5 knockers, there's a lot of non-hardcore boxing fans that would not be able to point Terence Crawford out of a police lineup. So let me connect the dots for you. How did Errol Spence get a Pacquiao fight? There was none of this. There was no like laboring negotiation, tedious negotiations, nothing. I woke up one day and Manny Pacquiao was on his Instagram and he's like, I will fight Errol Spence. My next fight, I believe he just announced it. There was no like Steven Espinoza had to do 50 interviews or Fox had to do 1,000 interviews and hey, we're still trying and all that stuff. So Errol Spence has never been in a fight. Never, ever, 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 ever. Never, bro, he has never been in a fight where the negotiations were drawn out like this until he got with Crawford. Now, that's strike 3. I'm hitting him with all facts. That's strike 3. Ugas, he was coming off the best career win, and you can even say that he beat Sean Porter. I thought he did. And Ugas could have been big-headed and all this and that and say, I want more money. I don't want to fight. Listen, Terence Crawford been telling you what it was from the beginning. You know how the saying goes, if someone tells you who they are, you got to believe them. You ever heard? Listen, if y'all ever heard that statement, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? When someone shows you who they are, you got to believe them. If you've heard that statement before, can I get a hell yeah? And please get the likes up. If you have heard that statement before, we're not moving on until y'all vote. Shout out to Oz Boxing. Mr. Two-Piece Text, yeah. Lavon, yeah. A-Pain, yeah. There they is. There they at. Where they at? Where they at? Okay. Case in point. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Terence Crawford, as I predicted, let you know for several years or whatever we've been waiting for Errol Spence. He showed you who he was and where his brain was in his negotiating mind for this fight. He said, I don't need Errol Spence. And I wish you had more time. I wish one of you would try to prove me wrong. Because I got this on deck.
It's history for me. You know, I'm not thinking nor worried about, that fight is behind.
Hold on. Y'all don't hear me for real. I got it on deck. I want one of y'all to challenge what I'm saying so I could catch that body. I want a body like Wilder. I want a body on my resume. Listen, I don't care about the WBC. I want a body on my resume. I wish one of y'all, listen, I wish one of y'all would say something. Tell me I'm lying. I want that. I like that friction. I want that. About that. I like that type of smoke. This is Terence Crawford. Listen closely, it's a little bit low. This is Terence Crawford in an interview a couple of months ago. Remember what I said? When someone shows you who they are, You got to believe him. I want a body on my resume so bad. Oh, my God.
It's history for me. You know, I'm not thinking nor worried about, that fight is behind me.
That fight is behind me. I'm not thinking. He was talking about Errol Spence, obviously. He been telling you that. He said, I'm a Hall of Famer without him. And I got all the clips. I'm like the Neptunes. I stay with the clips. Pusha T, I stay with the clips. I got receipts. Bro, he said, Spence is behind me. I'm not even worried about that fight. This was before. This was beforehand. And he made many other statements very similar to that. He also said, paraphrasing, I don't need Errol Spence. I'm a Hall of Famer without him. Look at the man's behavior. He acting like it. He acting like, bro, listen, I didn't want to have to do this, but y'all made me. If Bud Crawford retire right now, I don't know. That's gonna be a big letdown. He said I'm a Hall of Famer right now. I know if Bud Crawford did retire right now, that would be considered like Dimitri Perot type of career. Whereas like, oh, that person probably could have did more, but they had to prematurely retire. I don't think that would sit and bode well with boxing fans. That's just me being real. Yes, he's been undisputed, but he also, listen, I didn't want to have to do this, but y'all made me. I like Crawford. I think he can fight. I think he's an amazing fighter. He's probably a great family man, but I got to be real. All undisputed runs are not created equal. After this movie, there will be no sequel. That's a bar. Listen, I said all undisputed runs are not created equal. After this movie, there will be no sequel. Listen, y'all sweet and low. There is no equal. Y'all suck like Shaq at the free throw. Listen, I said I'm Debo. Y'all suck like Shaq at the free throw. Y'all sweet and low. There is no equal. Listen, Crawford undisputed run by far is one of the weakest ones, comparatively speaking, to the other undisputed. Canelo and Bud Crawford got the weakest. Listen, I'm going to say it. I don't care how much y'all like either fighter. Bud Crawford and Canelo got the weakest undisputed runs. Josh Taylor had a better. And listen, I'm not blaming Crawford. He could fight who he could fight at the time. I supported. I was when he became undisputed, I was at the fight. Listen, I was at the fight. So I was always supporting, and I'm going to continue supporting. But the truth is the truth. Canelo had a weak run at 168. He fought all white fighters. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just white fighters. It wasn't like premier. The best name you fought was Caleb Plant and a bunch of European fighters. Canelo Alvarez fought the new kids on the block. You got the right stuff, baby. You fought, bro. Canelo Alvarez fought in sync. All white dudes, a bunch of white dudes. There's 1,000 words that I could say to make you go. Girl, you gone. Maybe you're gone. You're gone. Bro, get Canelo out of here. And same with Bud. Bro, you fought some African dude from The Gods Must Be Crazy. Some African dude from Wakanda. Indongo. Bro, you fought an African from the Congos. Playing the drum in Congos. You got undisputed because you knocked out Indongo. Listen. My mind is all over the place. There's no way that it can't go. You fought an African from Congo playing the drums in Congo. You knocked out Indongo, Julius Indongo. You fought Orange Julius Indongo. That's not the same as what Usyk did. That's not the same as Josh Taylor beating Jose Ramirez and Regis Prograis. Listen, how many times do I got to tell you? How many times I got to show you? Josh Taylor fought in the same division, became undisputed by beating Ramirez and Rogeru. Oh my gosh, that's a bar. Listen, I said, how many times I got to tell you? How many times I got to show you? Josh Taylor became undisputed in the same division by fighting Ramirez and Rogeru. That's a bar. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for whatever that awaits me. That's a bar. Listen, they say I talk a little fast. If you listen real fast, I ain't got to slow down for you to catch up. Listen. How many times do I got to tell you? How many times I got to show you? Josh Taylor became undisputed in the same 140 division by fighting Jose Ramirez and Rougarou. You fought whoever the hell, Julius Congo and Dongo. Bro, you fought it. It's not the same run, bro. It's not. Who else was undisputed recently? Who else? Jermell Charlo. You ain't had a Jermell Charlo run, bro. Listen. I bet 10 stacks. Listen, I spit facts, so I'm willing to bet it all. We gonna bet 10 racks. Let's who wanna bet 10 racks? I'll argue for Jermell Charlo and his run at Undisputed, and you take the side of Crawford at 140 and him being undisputed. And we'll go bar for bar, who each fighter was, what performances they was coming up with and coming off of. And you argue the case of Terence Crawford at 140 undisputed, and I'll argue on behalf of Jermell Charlo. Yeah, keep running your mouth. 10 racks right now. Anybody, you could be Crawford's team, you could be Crawford's fam. You argue Buzz run at 140 undisputed, and I'll argue on behalf of Jermell Charlo. Because like I said, like I showed you, like I'm telling you, all undisputed runs are not entirely the same. You can't compare certain runs with Jermaine Taylor and B-Hop and Lennox Lewis because they was fighting. You got to be undisputed. You had to fight big ass Vitaly Klitschko and all this stuff at full power. No, it's like different. So I'm not mad. Like undisputed, that's good. You set history, but we can't act like everything. Like, man, stop playing with me, bro. That's the best thing y'all could do is stop playing with me. Like, for example, the NBA, the Western Conference is always more heat than the East Conference. You know what I'm saying? So if you had to beat Miami Heat and they didn't have no squad, that's not the same as beating the Golden State Warriors or the Lakers when they had prime teams like Shaq and Kobe. It's not the same. You battling a dynasty team. Dynasty. That's not the same as if you battle the Pelicans when they weak or something. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. And let's not pretend it is. I see nobody want to take that bet. Y'all ain't want to take that bet though. Cause y'all know I gas like Petro. I said you don't want to take the bet though. I gas like Petro. I'm a dog like Petco. Listen, y'all better let go. I come from the ghetto. Listen, I said y'all better let go. I come from the ghetto. I'm a dog like Petco. Oh my God. Listen, I'm a dog like Petco. Y'all don't want to take that bet though. I promise you that. I promise you. Because you know everything I spit is real. You can be, listen, I love Crawford. I think he's a great fighter, but I'm not going to sit up here in front and argue like his run at Undisputed is the same. If he beats Errol Spence, that's different. That's a whole different conversation because you would have beaten the guy that we know is the top welterweight outside of yourself. That holds a, like, put it this way. Crawford beating Errol Spence, tell me you wouldn't give him more credit if Crawford could beat Errol Spence for Undisputed at welterweight than him beating Ndongo and the guys he beat at 140. That's proof that the Undisputed run is not the same. Because you would give him more credit for beating Errol Spence, even though a lot of the other people he fought at welterweight weren't particularly in their prime or guys that you thought could beat him or even match wits with him. Get my likes up, man. I told you it's going to be I'm hitting y'all with that ancient Indian burial. This is a poltergeist. I'm about to come out of the TV. I said the flow was nice. I'm about to come out of the TV. The flow is poltergeist. Let's get it. Get the likes up. I don't know what the delay is with the likes, but y'all got to keep working. So Errol Spence has never been in a fight where the negotiations took this long. Never has this happened until conveniently. See, people, they want me to be wrong so bad. They like, oh, Ego, you wrong. Oh, no, it's Spence's fault. Oh. But I predicted this. I predicted it before it happened, and y'all still telling me I'm wrong. Don't really work like that. Bro, look at this. Look at this, man. Bro, the man had a Pacquiao fight. I will fight my fight with Errol. Bro, he had a Pacquiao fight. Y'all don't hear me though. Bro, Pacquiao's a bigger name, and like you would assume Pacquiao, like, cause Pacquiao in his career, he had like 1,000 managers. He had Michael Conks and Bob Arum, Manny Pacquiao, and bro, he had Sean Gibbons. Like, bro, Pacquiao has historically had a lot of people managing him at one time, like a lot of hands in the cookie jar. Boo Boy, you know what I'm saying? He had a lot of stuff going on. So you would imagine that Pacquiao, being the celebrity that he is and the legend and the icon that he is, having so many hands in his career at different points and stuff, that he would be the one that's hard to negotiate. But it's Bud Crawford, the one, like, you this close to the finish line, the fight that we all want, and it really appears that Bud Crawford is, you know, causing mayhem and delay. Oz Boxing says he said TC been talking to fights, Errol been making them. That's what I'm saying. So, like, for me, I don't know where y'all from, but I represent the Bay Area, California. I have to go. It's like credit history. Bud got, bro, his credit score with doing with you making prominent business decision, your credit score is 200, cuz. Bro, you got a 200 credit score. And you want me to take, when we're talking about credit worthiness, you want me to take the muff that got a 200 credit score as opposed to the person that got an 800. Errol Spence got an 800 credit score. Bud got, his is 210. Bud Crawford, and what I'm talking about, when I'm relating credit score, I'm not saying his actual credit score, you dumb son of a, I'm not saying his actual because he's a millionaire, okay? That I'm making an analogy. The analogy is Bud's credit score, instead of credit worthiness, I'm talking about his business acumen. That's the comparison. So in that category, not him as a fighter, not him as a parent, not him as a man, him as a businessman and his business savvy and the ability to swim through those waters and, you know, come out with the best deal and, you know, things like that. His business acumen. Your credit score is 210. You and Boo Boo Andre, y'all credit score like 210, 215. And you want me to talk about the holdup is a guy with an 800 credit score? So if you're a realtor, listen, I'm the best in the world. If you're a realtor and you could sell a house and do business with someone who had a credit score of 210 or a muff that they look dressed the part, and then you run their credit and their credit score at 800, you're going to try to sell the house to the person with an 800 credit score. Stop playing with me. You're not going to sell it to the person because that could be a waste of time. Listen, I got 210 likes. That's Bud's credit score. When it comes to listen, look, we got 211 likes. That's Bud's credit score, 211. When it comes to business acumen over the last several years. Bob Arum even said it. Arum said, you ain't selling. Bob Arum was talk to him like it was Django prequel. Bro, we got 219 likes. Bud Crawford got a 219. He got 219 credit score. Bob Arum, bro, he was talking to Crawford like it was Django the prequel. The Unchained chain. They wasn't here to meet with no girls. Hey, what did Samuel L. Jackson say? He was like, they're here to meet with the girls. He said, oh, them boys ain't here to meet with no girls. Bro, Bob Arum was talking crazy about Crawford. He ain't never said that. He ain't never said nothing. But Gary Russell, a black dude, he say his 2 cents. Crawford said, I'm going to break your neck when I see you. I'm going to snap your neck. I'll make your neck snap back and all that, bro. You ain't say that. You ain't talk greasy to them folks. You ain't talk greasy to Bob Arum. Bob, like, bro, Bob 90 years old. You ain't say that to him. All facts. No cat. All fact, yeah. Gary Russell talk crazy, you going to snap his neck. Errol Spence talk crazy, you going to knock him out. He ducking. Bob Arum talk crazy. Oh, that's just Bob being Bob. Man, hell nah. Where I'm from is eye for eye, tooth for tooth. You don't like me, then I don't like you. If it's F me, then it's F you too. That's where I'm from. I don't care who you are, your skin color, what you look like, your height, your gender. I don't care about none of that. I match energy. I match intensity. You don't like me, I don't like you. Yeah, shout out to Isaiah. That's my guy. Yeah, we on that Deontay Wilder to this day. Glaze. We on that glaze with it. Levon, talk to him. Let me put him on the Summer Jam screen. Hold on. Ego said Bud was hard to deal with. He took a while just to sign the Mean Machine fight. Yeah, because they Top Rank promised him a Errol Spence provision and didn't pay him. But see, listen, I think multiple things are at play right here. I'm giving you my honest to God opinion of what I think the issues are. How can you say that when he was a unified champ that moved up in weight class? You got, listen, we got a hot seat. You can't even spell the word weight. You said weight class, WAIT. You should have waited in class. That's a bar. Hold on. Listen, shooters, don't touch him. I'm going to put him in the hot seat. He deserves to be in the hot seat. The man can't spell worth a lick. He said Crawford moved up in weight class. You can't spell the word weight. So you should have waited in that class when your teacher said, come with your dumb ass to get tutoring. Man, come on. Bro, they try to mess with me like they silly. They know I'm too witty for this. But anyway, listen, I'll be a Huckleberry. What does Crawford moving up in weight class? What? See, y'all on the Top Rank shooters, do not touch him. I got him. I got this one. Chill, I got this. Bro, that man talking about weight class. You should have waited in class and did some extra credit with your dumb ass. Anyway, let me fry this boy. This is like Fry's Electronics. I'm about to fry him. I'm the plug. I'm going to fry him. Fry's Electronics. Let's get it. Okay. What does Crawford moving up multiple weight class? See, y'all on that plantation Top Rank culture. Oh, the writer said he's number one and he got belts and moving. What does that have to do with anything? You said, how can I say that? What do you disagree with? How can I say what? Everything I said was true. What did I say that wasn't true? You got 10 seconds. Okay. I'm like Floyd with this. I promise I won't get touched. I promise you. He's in the hot seat. I promise I don't get touched. He can't with me. You said, how can I say that? What did I say that was inaccurate towards Bud Crawford? Not emotional, but inaccurate. You got 8 seconds, dog. Because I got time, but not for you. You got 7 seconds. I wish you had more time. How could I say what? What did I say that was false on Bud Crawford? You got 5 seconds. 4. You ain't going to be wasting my time. 3, 2, 1. What's your final answer? What is your final answer in this hot seat? How could I say what? Remove him. You ain't wasting my time, bro. You ain't gonna waste no more of my time. Listen, y'all got so much to say. Y'all better be ready for the rebuttal. Because if I call on you, it's on. We doing a hot seat. Listen, doghouse rules. We doing a hot seat. If you say some stupid, be prepared to be called on. I'm like a teacher, and y'all the students. Be prepared to get called on, because I'm gonna call, and then you better have your next answer already typed out, because I'm coming. I promise you, I'm coming. Doghouse rules to the death with it. I'm not, bro. I said it's doghouse rules to the death of it. I'm positive. I'm definite. Let's play the game. Y'all want to play Russian roulette, and I'm the revolver. That's not the game you want to play. I've been doing this my whole life. This is not the game. You trying to play Russian roulette with the revolver. I'm the revolver. It revolves. This whole game of boxing revolves around me. So anyway, he ain't want none. He ain't had no real word for me. Stop playing. Bud Crawford, I predicted that it was going to be problematic. And guess what? It's problematic. The fight can still happen. The fight can still happen. But there's never been an Errol Spence fight that has taken this long. Including Pacquiao, including Ugas off of Pacquiao win, including Danny Garcia. Bro, and here's another thing. I already gave y'all 3 strikes. I gave y'all 3 strikes like a felon. Put them in the jail then. Listen, that's a bar. Hold on. I gave y'all 3 strikes like a felon. Put them in the jail then. Here's strike 4. Mikey Garcia called out Errol Spence. He said, I see something. Right? He took his little ass up there and got mopped up. Where was that fight? Texas. Mikey Garcia fight. I was there ringside. It was in Texas, AT&T Stadium. Ocampo, mandatory. That fight was in Texas. Frisco at the Star. Errol off a car wreck. Danny Garcia fought him. That fight was in Texas. Danny's from Philly. Talk about Danny, champ of the world. Talk about Philly. Danny fought him in Texas. Your Dennis Ugas was a champion. Really beat Sean Porter, but they didn't give it to him. But he actually became a certified champion, beating Manny Pacquiao, proving his worth, and eliminating the 2 belts, the WBA super irregular. He solidified himself. Ugas fought Errol Spence, say it with me, in Texas. Terence Crawford, before he was negotiating with PBC, was on Sean Porter's podcast, The Porter Way, and he specifically said Errol Spence is not from Texas. The Charlo brothers are not from Texas. Stop saying that they're from Texas. Charlos are from Louisiana. Errol's from New York. Stop claiming Texas. In that same episode, Mr. Bud Crawford said he would not fight Errol Spence, who he just said was not from Texas. He said he was from New York. He said he would not fight him in Texas. It gotta be somewhere neutral. And still undefeated. So how come Mikey Ocampo, Ugas, and Danny Garcia played a role as the B-side and went in? Because Texas got money. It's a big state. They say everything is bigger in Texas. So Bud Crawford, before negotiations, Bud tried to call shots. He tried to call shots and he eliminated Texas as an option before, like he said he ain't fighting in Texas, period. He said he ain't fighting in Texas. Mikey, he's a feather, bro. Mikey Garcia, I see something, started at featherweight. He started at a lighter weight than Bud Crawford as a pro and still took his butt to Texas and fought in front of 50,000 people. Errol Spence, the same guy in Texas. Terence Crawford, he tried to call shots and say he ain't fighting in Texas. Man, I told you, I made this game look good. I made it look pretty. I shook up the world. Ego Ali is back, baby. So you see the common denominator. How is little ass Mikey? He had no problem fighting in Texas. He called out the man. Errol didn't have to fight him, but he kept mentioning him. The execs and the networks, they was like, oh, we can make some money with this fight, which they did. I was there. It was a packed house. And he was willing to fight in front of 50,000 people in Texas. Bud Crawford told you he won't fight Errol in Texas on Sean Porter's show in the flesh. So Bud is continually like, I guess, I think it's a pride thing. Pridefully, he thinks he's done so much to the point where the game got to wait for him, or, you know, like, I get to call the shot. Like, I really think that's a major problem, that Bud does not like being the B-side and being dictated to. But guess what? Surprise, when you the B-side, you got to get dictated to. That's any B-side. Like Caleb Plant, you know, he did some respectable numbers on Fox. Against Canelo, you're not the A-side. So guess what? You had to play that B-side role, get the less money, you know. Your name appears second on the flyer. That's what it is. That's boxing. If you were to be, Kovalev was a champion, but Ward was the bigger draw and had accomplished more, so he was the A side. So it said Ward Kovalev. Kovalev take your ass to the back, and you the B side. Bivol was the champion. Canelo is a bigger A side draw than you, done the bigger numbers, more metrics and more analytics and impressions. So it was Canelo versus Bivol. And he got more money than Bivol. Bud Crawford is the first man, you know, in history that thinks that he's the B side that called all the shots. That's what it appears to me. But I ain't one of the gossipers. You ain't heard that from me. No, you haven't. Bro, but this is the way. Well, listen, when Floyd Money Mayweather, actually, he was Pretty Boy Floyd. He fought Oscar De La Hoya. He had to concede. I have an interview with Floyd Mayweather on the channel. And he said, when I fought De La Hoya, I had to take the lesser money. And if you look it up, De La Hoya he was the golden boy. He was the golden boy. So he made 67% of the pot. Floyd Mayweather made the remaining 33%. Bud wants to reinvent the wheel. He wants to be the 60. He thinks he's owed the 67% because of what he did in other divisions. It does not work like that. You don't have the metrics. You're a great fighter, but you don't have the metrics. Your own promoter that you worked with for 11 years said the same thing. So you don't come to the table with enough firepower and leverage. Listen, this is the good thing about leverage. You either have it or you don't. You either have the leverage or you don't. There's no in between, especially in boxing. Ryan, he's doing well for himself. Ryan Garcia, he's doing well for himself. He's in some commercials, GMC or whatever. He's doing well for himself. Tank's the A side. So if they fight, you got to fight at Tank's preferred weight. You got to do what Tank say. I'm Michael Jackson and you Tito. Your ass belong to me. And I don't think Bud Crawford's team like that. Bro, listen. No, it ain't. It's the United States Errol Spence now. I'm Michael Jackson and you Tito. Your ass belong to me. Bro, yeah. Yeah. Bro. I'm Michael Jackson and you Tito. Terence Crawford don't want to be Tito. And I ain't talking Trinidad. Listen, y'all talk a lot of trash on the internet. I ain't into that. Terence Crawford don't want to be Tito. I ain't talking Felix Trinidad. That's a bar. Bro, Errol Spence is Michael Jackson. Yeah. He Michael. Yeah. And you Tito. You Tito Crawford. Terence Tito Crawford. Yeah. 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 You Terence Tito Crawford. And that's listen, that's what it is. Terence Crawford don't want that. I think that's one thing. I think there's more things. Terence don't want to be Tito. But sometimes you got to play Tito. Yeah, yeah. Terence don't want to be Tito. But sometimes you got to be Tito. Until you can be Michael. This Halloween, you can't be Michael. You got to be Tito. And if Terence Crawford keep playing around, he going to mess around and be Randy. You going to be the one with the hair. Well, hold on. What's the Jackson with the hair? No, hold on. What's the one? Jermaine. Bro, you going to be Jermaine with that hair. Hold on, cuz. Bro, if Terence keep playing around with these people, you going to be Jermaine Jackson with the hair. Yeah. Listen, y'all remember Jermaine when Jermaine came out with the little perm joint. Bro, this is going to be Terence Crawford. Crawford better stop with the finger waves. Keep playing with PBC, bro. Keep playing. You're going to be Jermaine out this month. All right. I try to warn. Listen, I'm trying to tell you how this works. I'm trying to tell you. Bro, you're going to be the next Jermaine Jackson. He look like a black Captain Planet. He look like Captain Planet out there. Captain Planet, he's a Negro. He's gonna take pollution down to zero. Bro, that's a cold flat top, boy. Bro, this is gonna be Crawford. He's gonna be looking at PBC like, watch. Yeah, keep playing. Keep playing. I know this. Listen, y'all say I don't know this and that. I know the sport of boxing. I know the sport of boxing. Bro, this is gonna be Crawford. Bro, he got the igloo. He got the igloo hairline, cuz. Cuz got the igloo, bro. Look. Look like the Wu-Tang logo, boy. All right, keep playing. I'm telling you. Because where does Crawford go if he don't accept the PBC or if you don't fight Errol? Where do you go? You don't have the leverage. Where do you go? You gonna fight Conor Ben on drugs in the UK? All right. You gonna fight Virgil Ortiz? You know, I guess a dangerous fight for lesser money for sure. A pain. We on the same page. He said Crawford has no other move. That's what I'm saying. Bro, Crawford like 34, 35, whatever. You got Conor Ben drugged out fight in the UK or Virgil Ortiz. He gonna go to 54 and get spanked, but PBC owns 54. I told y'all this from the beginning. Listen, before this became get my likes up. See, now I'm starting to get pissed. Y'all not gonna like me when I get mad. Cause I'm really gonna sizzle and fizzle y'all. Bro, I laid this out years ago. But let's say Buzz like F Errol Spence, I hate him, I'm moving to 54. Okay. No problem. You wanna play with me? Okay, that's okay. Move to 54 and in height. Who are you gonna fight? Janovic or what is his name? Janet Jackson? Janovic? Who is he gonna fight at 50? PBC owns the 54-pound division as well. You have nowhere to go. All the fighters that I would want to see Bud Crawford fight at 54 are with PBC. There is not one single fighter that I need. What is he gonna fight? Patrick Teixeira? I probably wouldn't even watch that. I like Bud, but I got stuff to do. Who are you going to fight at 54? Y'all talking about, hey, just move to 54. All right, move to 54 and do what? Fight who? Because from Jermell Charlo to Costa Zoo to Sebastian Fundora to Erickson Lubin to Errol Spence will be up there soon. All them guys is with PBC. To Jared Hurd, to Luis Cuba Arias, to, bro, anybody. Tony Harrison is great. You know what I mean? Tony Harrison. Joey Spencer. Like, who you gonna fight, bro? Vito Milnick. What weight he at? Bro, everybody with Al at 54 that I want to see him fight. So, who you gonna fight? Who you gonna fight at 54? Man, listen. Who you gonna fight? I could think, bro, I don't even, Conor Ben might get suspended for 4 years. So, I wouldn't even, but... Boy, yeah, listen, I know I'm the greatest, but I'm Doctor Strange of boxing where I've already went down this path. I've already done the homework and the research so y'all don't have to. Conor Ben, I would never bank on him and Crawford because he might get suspended. They're investigating him. Crawford has not fought one time in 2022. He does not have one fight in 2022. You got to understand that just like Errol, I spit the truth. Listen, I said Terence Crawford ain't had no fights in 2022. You got to understand, like Errol's nickname, I spit the truth. Listen, so I would never bank. You already been out the ring by the time, because Crawford's not fighting unless he fights like some like hobo or something. He's not going to fight in November, December, and it ain't been announced yet. So and then from the sounds of it, all the reports, it doesn't sound like PBC is willing to, with all the time spent on negotiation, doesn't sound like PBC is willing to make the fight in November, December because they don't have enough time to promote it. So what is Crawford going to do? You took the whole 2022. You're in your physical prime, undefeated. Probably Josh Taylor. That's cap. Listen. I am the best in boxing history. I know some people, they get mad when I say it. It's the facts. I'm the best in boxing. Everything that you were thinking of, I done thought of. Josh Taylor has signed to fight Jack Catterall in January or February. How are you going to fight Josh Taylor? He didn't even beat Jack Catterall the first time. So ain't no telling what the hell that would happen in the rematch. What if Jack Catterall beats him? What if Crawford going to fight Catterall? Who wants to see that? Josh Taylor switched his trainer and he had 140 anyway. On top of it, he's booked. Again, I know y'all want me to be wrong because y'all don't want to admit that I'm the greatest that's ever lived. I get it. But I've already been down this road. You're like, oh, he could just fight Regis Prograis. You don't pay attention to boxing. The WBC, Marv Nation won a purse bid. Regis Prograis is fighting on pay-per-view with Zepeda. So these guys are booked up. These guys are booked up. You guys can try your damnedest to stump me and think of some, obscure fight combination. I've already done it. Regis Prograis booked. Bob Arum was talking about when Crawford was with Top Rank, he was talking about Crawford could fight Zepeda, but Regis and Zepeda are fighting. Booked. Catterall and Josh Taylor are fighting. Booked. Who is he going to fight, bruh? My man said Crawford and Dongo too. Yeah, all right. All right, fighting Dongo. That's Tyson Fury Chisora 3. A fight we don't need to see. There's not a logical path. So it's like, again, getting back to leverage. Can y'all please get the likes up? Getting back to leverage. I don't see how Crawford has the leverage. Because all the top fighters from 47 to 54 are mostly with PBC. Okay, now y'all pissing me off. So I'm gonna start blocking y'all. Chin Checker says Brian Castano. Okay, Brian Castano is with PBC. Brian Castano just got knocked out and dropped 2 times by Jermell Charlo, and he's off of a loss. What part of all of these options are Al Heyman advised fighters? Don't y'all understand? Who needs to see Crawford versus Brian Castano? Block him. Get this Castano dude out of here, bro. I said excluding PBC fighters, and he keep talking about Castano. He's coming off of a loss. He's not a champion. So Bud is going to forego. Bro, did y'all graduate? Listen, hold on. If you graduated with a diploma, everybody type D. Throw some D's on that. I got to see what the highest level of education. If you have your diploma as you're listening, type D. If you got a GED, put G. If you have none, put N. I need to see what is going on. Okay, we got some diplomas. Shout out to my diplomas in the building. Listen, you can hit the dislike because you didn't graduate. That's your fault. they go hit the dislike that's hidden by YouTube. You dumb son of a bitch. YouTube hid the dislike. Y'all stupid, bro. Okay, we got some diplomas in. Thank you. We got some people that graduate, got their GEDs, diplomas on. Thank you. Okay, so once again, 147 win 54 is primarily owned by PBC. The only fights that I can think of that are reasonable and not occupied are possibly Conor Benn. But I wouldn't bank on him because he just failed a drug test with clomiphene. He could get suspended for 2 to 4 years. That's a reality. They're investigating him. Bro, what does that suggest about Crawford's business if you got a fight in the UK against Conor Benn, who just failed a drug test and got his Eubank fight canceled because of the Errol Spence negotiation didn't work? You got to fight Virgil Ortiz, which is high risk, low reward, because Virgil Ortiz is young, but he's a good fighter and he's powerful. So if you look bad or get hurt, it benefits Virgil Ortiz more than it benefits Crawford, because Crawford is at a different spot in his career. So to me, that's just like kind of high risk, low reward. And we don't know what Golden Boy is talking about if they want Virgil in there with a Crawford right at this point. So realistically, Zepeda, Regis Prograis, they're already fighting each other for a belt at 140. Josh Taylor has his fight at 140, brand new trainer, Catterall, rematch. We have to, so Crawford has already not fought for 2022. And unless he fights in the last 2 months, then he doesn't really have much of a window to get a fight in. So Crawford, no injuries. Crawford, no car accidents or anything like Errol Spence, has fought one time a year for the last 2 years. And then he has a Keith Thurman year, a get back year, where by December 31st, Crawford will have 0 fights for 2022. You would almost think that 2022 is the year the pandemic started. I can understand it. Like, pandemic year started, Pacquiao didn't fight 2020. But we're to the point where some people aren't even wearing masks and stuff like that, and there's vaccines available. They're not really doing the social distancing the same. And it's 2022. I'm not saying we're all the way in the clear with the Rona and stuff like that, but things are like improving. And for Crawford, it's going to be a kind of like a pandemic year because he has not fought this year. His last fight was against Sean Porter, October, November last year, 2021. Okay, I'm the best in the business. Listen, it's what it is. I don't care how much you like Crawford, kiss my ass. Because what I'm saying is the fact. You don't like it, that means you don't like the facts because you're about to cap. That's it. And I'm going to decapitate. Listen, y'all don't like the facts, you about to cap. I'm going to rip your body in half. That's a decapitation. Listen, I'm here for the demonstration. I'm about that. I told you, I really do this. The only thing you can say is, I don't like what this guy Ego is saying. I disagree because I want to disagree. You can't beat me. The only way you could beat me is to bald-faced lie because y'all some goddamn liars. That's the only thing you can do. You have to just sit there and shut up and take it because everything I said is true. If Crawford don't fight, and listen, it's October 20th. As of me recording this video, he don't have no fights announced. So he has basically, this month is over. He's not fighting in October. It's impossible. He's not Sugar Ray Robinson where they fight within a week's notice. That don't happen no more. So October's a dub. If you don't fight November, December, you ain't fought at all for 2022. And you're telling me Bud Crawford makes good business decisions and he got next level business acumen. You signed to a cartel leader, Daniel Kinahan. Then they put sanctions on him. So you had to hide that or disassociate with him. Stop playing with me, bro. He ain't fought in 334 days. You last 2 fights with Errol Spence leftovers. Everything I'm saying is true. These young boys can't beat me. I don't care. I'm going to keep talking my talk because they can't outwork me. I promise you on my mom, bro. I promise you they not going to outwork me. And again, the only thing you can say is I don't like what you're saying. But that's cool. I'm good. You don't like it because you don't want to like it. I dealt with that my whole life. Deal with it. Bud has no fights and no real clear options that make sense outside of PBC. Every fight that I would pay to see Bud Crawford with is with PBC. The only exception, maybe I pay for Crawford, Virgil Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a bad fight. However, we don't know if Golden Boy wants to fight. However, we don't know what Golden Boy's plans is for Ortiz. However, it's not a big blockbuster fight. That's just a fight for boxing heads. Virgil Ortiz just fought McLemore, whoever, Michael McKinson. Bro, it's not like he in the big leagues of everybody knows his name, like Cheers. Listen, I'm hitting y'all with the bars like Cheers. Hold on. I said where everybody knows your name like Cheers. I'm hitting y'all with the bars like Cheers. I'm Ted Dancing the way I'm dancing on the oh my God, y'all better stop, bro. I'm Woody Harrelson with it. Cheers. And anyway, Jermell Charlo finna fight Costa Zoo's son, Tim Zoo. And Crawford gonna be looking at animals in the Brooklyn Zoo. Listen, I didn't want to have to do this to you. Jermell Charlo, the Undisputed, he fighting Tim Zoo. While Crawford is making mean faces at animals in the Brooklyn Zoo. Bro, it's like you don't have no options. Get my likes up, man. He don't got the options. You ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers. It is what it is. So it's like, hopefully they get the deal done because that's what boxing needs. That's what boxing wants. And it's going to hurt Crawford more than it hurts Errol Spence if he don't agree to that. Errol ain't fighting this month. Man, come on, bro. Y'all asking questions y'all can answer yourself. How you going to fight? It's October 20th with no announcement. How you going to fight? He going to fight in his backyard? You think you just get a venue? You just, hey, it's like it's ordering a pizza. Hey, can Errol Spence fight there in 2 weeks? Bro, y'all don't understand boxing business. See, and it's funny because it's a bunch of clueless like Alicia Silverstone and Stacey Dash, and they don't make money, have a business, get no cash. Listen, I said a bunch of clueless like Alicia Silverstone, Stacey Dash, they don't get no money and get no cash, and they try to tell me what the hell is going on in boxing. Y'all better talk to someone with some knowledge like Steven Espinoza, Leonard Ellerby, Boxing Ego, Floyd Mayweather. Some people that they got some work for you. How Errol Spence or Crawford going to fight in 2 weeks? That's not how it works. It's not like you just, like I said, like ordering a pizza. You just say, oh, hey, I want to put it in I like to put it in a fight. Give me a large Errol Spence fight at the AT&T Stadium with 1 week notice. It don't work like that because these venues and these different like stadiums and whatever, Barclays, they book out like months in advance for certain things. Jay-Z having a concert or whatever. Michael Benson said the fight is happening. Man, no, he didn't. Y'all just make up stuff. Yeah, he did not say that, bro. He copied what Dan Raphael said, and the same thing that I made the video about. He didn't say it's happening. He said that's a proposed date. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. It's a tentative date. Y'all just make up stuff and lie. And then y'all say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Derek James, do you think Errol will fight Jerron? Next question. Listen, y'all gonna pay me all y'all money, and I'm not answering these questions until y'all give me some better questions. Do I think Errol will fight Jerron Ennis? I ain't answering that, bro. You ain't Derek James. Show me your bald head. Listen, bro, you got to show me you bald headed and a good trainer. You ain't Derek James, bro. See, y'all just saying whatever. I'm not answering no Errol Spence, Jerron Ennis question. What does that mean? He probably gonna fight Stanionis or Thurman. Next question. Give my likes up. Next question. Next question. Y'all just save y'all money. Listen, if y'all gonna ask me foolish stuff, then answer the question because you know he not. Who the fuck? Bro, block him. Who is that? James Ransom. Yeah, we gonna hold your ass for ransom. Get him out of here. He said answer the question like he my daddy. Bro, Isaiah, get rid of him. Remove him. Yeah. Yeah. Isaiah, why he try to scream on me? He's answer the question. Like we in court. Like he the judge. Yeah, I'm Judge Dredd. Yeah, get him out of here. Answer me. Who the f is you? Y'all trip. I've been cooking y'all so bad, bro, but this look bad, bro. I'm just telling you what it. Answer me. Answer me. Bro, he talked to me like that white lady from Child's Play. Remember the white chick from the mom from Child's Play? Answer me, goddammit, I'm gonna throw you in the fireplace. Bro, he gonna throw me in the fireplace like Chucky. What y'all talking about? Bro, remember the white chick? She lifted up Chucky. She started to believe her son low key. Y'all don't remember what I'm talking? The first Child's Play with a mom, Alex's mom. She's like, talk to me, goddammit, I'm gonna throw you in the fireplace. And Chucky went bad. Oh, you foolish slut, you bitch, you and start biting her. Bro, he gonna talk to me like that. I'm the god of boxing. What y'all talking about? Chucky went off though. You stupid slut, you motherfucker. My boy Chucky went off. Ah, dare he do it? You know, John, shouldn't leave your dolls around here, John. Answer the question. Hey, Diacono, he got to be stopped, bro. He said, answer the question. What does GTD mean? Got the draw. I couldn't hear you, Tommy. He was like, got the draws. Got the draws. I got the draws, bro. Hey, y'all stupid. Shout out to Martin Lawrence, a legend. He said, got the draw. Got the draw. And everyone was like high-fiving him. That was hilarious, bro. I miss sitcoms like that. Got the draw. Rest in peace to Tommy. Dave says, Ego, let's say worst case scenario, Crawford don't fight Spence. Who does Spence fight next? Does he move up to 54? One more fight? I mean, I don't know. It depends on what happens with John Ennis, Stanionis, Keith Thurman, or 54. That's what I think. He said, Yana, you're going to have to make him answer the question. Derek James is my real government. Oh, and I'm a junior. Great name, isn't it? All right, I'll give you that. Shout out to Derek James. Yeah, it's a good name. He said that a pace said the security guard start dancing. Y'all hilarious, bro. Hey, can y'all get the likes up? We just having fun. Bro, I'm the realest in boxing. Nobody else wants to bring up the topics that I'm saying. I promise you. I'm saying everything like from the heart. I'm speaking. I'm real. There's no like bias or BS. I'm just giving it to you raw. Here's the other thing. Terence Crawford's sister, she posting stuff like this right now because that article came out. And, I think it makes Bud look a little bad. Terence Crawford's sister says, now they want to blame Terence Crawford. Nah, blame your Uncle Al, the real problem. So, my question to y'all is this. Crawford's sister, so I'm considering that Team Crawford because she be on Twitter and she's speaking on behalf of her bro. Okay, so that's Team Crawford. Now they want to blame Terence Crawford. Nah, blame your Uncle Al. He the real problem. So, if somebody is really and truly trying to make a fight, childish insults and like name calling like Uncle Al and talk to your daddy Al to see if he can let you fight and all that type of stuff. Is that, if you're being honest, Ego the best in the business. I'm the best in the world. I'm the best in the world several times over. Smash the like button. Mr. Ben, I appreciate you though. Just literally be real. Swear to God, honestly answer this. If you are trying to do business with people and you really want to make the fight, is it in your best interest to talk like, oh, ask your daddy Al, they trying to block the fight and, talk to Uncle Al to see if he could let you fight and come out and play and all that type of stuff. Like schoolyard bullying taunts and stuff like that. Ask yourself that real question. If you are the best, why are your videos always backwards? What? Bro, I ain't finna entertain no man with a monkey pick. You out of here. You and the monkey pick. Bro, I wish I would spend some time with Planet of the Apes, the fake Caesar or whatever. He looked like the OG Planet of the Apes. Bro, I ain't arguing with no monkey. Listen, y'all got me fucked up. Listen, get him out of here. Y'all got me fucked up. Y'all think I'm gonna argue with a monkey like, nah. I ain't arguing with that no monkey dude with the monkey pick. Next. Anyway, back to what I was saying, which was far more important. Blah him. Yeah, get him out of here. Is it in your best interest to be saying Daddy Al Heyman and Uncle Al and talk to your daddy, those types of things, if you are trying to do business with people? So let's say Bud Crawford really wants to fight. Is it make sense for Bernie to be doing YouTube videos saying, oh, they trying to screw him and Uncle Al and Daddy Al? Is that beneficial to you trying to get over the line? Like, imagine if in the 90s, I was trying to do a deal with Apple. And I'm talking to Steve Wozniak, right? And then I'm asking him a question in a business meeting. And I'm like, yeah, you better go ask your daddy. Oh, you better ask Uncle Steve Jobs. Does that make sense to you? Or if I'm doing a deal with Amazon, I'm talking to the CEO, the SVP. And I'm like, yeah, you better get your daddy, Jeff Bezos. You better ask your Uncle Bezos what is up. Y'all trying to play with me. Does that make sense? Listen, yes or no, does that make sense if you're trying to truthfully conduct business with people you never conducted business with? Like, imagine if you looked at, there's this Mustang that you want, and it's the perfect year, mint condition, and you looked in the classified, and you're meeting up with the person, and then you talking to some kid, and he was like, yeah, my dad gave me the Mustang and, wanted me to meet up with you. And then you're trying to buy the Mustang off him. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. You better talk to your daddy, see if you come down on the price. You just say, or best offer, you better go get your daddy. It's like talking like that. If you really want the Mustang, the goal is to get what you want. You know damn well that don't make no sense. Get your daddy, ask Uncle Al. Bro, Team Crawford just said Al's the problem. But y'all still supposed to be in negotiations with them. But you pointing fingers and blaming fingers on a public forum like Twitter. You know that don't make no sense, bro. That don't make no sense. So it's hard for me to believe that, Crawford, just like that article said, it's hard for me to believe that Crawford is all the way invested in when Crawford minions and family and Team Crawford are getting online and saying, oh, PBC trying to play Bud. It should be 50-50. And why? Listen, I can't speak for Crawford, but me, I would check my family or I would check my friends. You're not going to mess up no business deal for me. You know what I mean? Speaking out of turn type of thing, because it's business. Like 50 Cent said this. Hey, it's something special, man. You got to do something, baby. Right? 50 Cent said he had to learn, if you read his book, he said he had to learn to not get offended in negotiations, because he said he's been in intense negotiations because he's done Vitamin Water and Power TV shows, Stars, all these deals. And he says Stars was offering him some ridiculous numbers, ridiculously low. And he said it was basically like an insult, but he said he had to learn in the world of business that you just can't be emotional about it. He said people will try to lowball you and see what they can get, try to get it for the low and blah, blah, blah. And you just got to fight your case and, negotiate, try to get the best deal that you can. And then people, once the deal is accomplished and the deal you get across the line, he said everybody just chums it up, pops a bottle of champagne, and then gets the business going. So he basically was saying, don't get offended in negotiation. You got to learn and get that chip on your shoulder. That's literally what 50 Cent said. That's the opposite of what you see in this tweet. Now they want to blame Terence Crawford. Nah, blame Uncle Al. Why are we playing blame games publicly if you're still trying to make this fight for February 4th? That's my honest to God question for y'all in the comment section. Does that make sense? And why would you do that if you're trying to still get the deal done? Because I always say it don't make sense to negotiate in public. Errol Spence, I follow his girl, right? I never see Errol Spence's girl get into business. Like, I'm sure she has an opinion. I'm not the smartest brother in the world. I don't know her personally. But I follow Errol, of course, Derek James, Crawford. I follow all of them. I never have once seen Errol Spence's girl get in the business of the fight and say, oh, Errol, they trying to play Errol and and then putting in tweets and that type of stuff and interjecting her opinion in the business of stuff, which is respect. That's respect. I understand it. So this is just more proof of what I'm saying when it comes to Crawford's business acumen. Like, to me, that's just bad business, just right off rip, just based on the fact that you got members of your team pointing fingers and blaming and say, oh, blame Al and that type of talk. Boss Red, shout out to my guy. Team Bud would be mad if someone said Bud hasn't signed and asking to look at books because Massa Daniel Kinahan told him to. I'm done, bro. Boss Red tripping. He tripping. Shout out to channel member Boss Red. He tripping. That's funny though. And here's another thing that looks a bit peculiar, I will say. Just a bit peculiar. Just a wee bit peculiar. Now you have Bud and this lawyer and attorney, and they're like arguing on behalf and, you know, all about numbers and metrics and stuff like that. When Bud was with Top Rank, was he doing any of this? That's a real, listen, yes or no question. I ask direct questions and I intend to get a direct answer. When Bob Arum was in charge of your events, was Bud Crawford say, hey, let me look at the books of Top Rank and the revenue shares, and I need the expenditures and expense list and all. Did he do that with Bob Arum? Because to me, there's a disconnect there. Because Bob Arum says Crawford can't sell to The Athletic and many other people that would listen. But if Crawford was truly doing what he was trying to do with a new company that he's never worked with, PBC, and he wants like the expense payout or whatever, because he wants every detail and cross the T's and dot the I's and all that, then you would know if Bob Arum was lying or not because you would already been privy to the information. I'm going to say that again because I know what I say, some people don't get it the first time. It's like dope lyrics. When you hear a rap song and someone has some, you don't get the bar initially and you listen a couple times, you get it. So I'm going to say it again. Bob says Crawford can't sell. He yelled anyone who listened and threw him under the bus. If Bud had all this access that he wants from PBC, then he would know if he could sell or couldn't sell, and what Bob Arum was saying is true because you would have all the event tracking and impressions and expenditures and expense list and access to how many hotel rooms Errol Spence is getting, how many hotel rooms Sean Porter is getting, and you would have all that. So again, why is this now an issue? The biggest fight of your career, fight you said would never happen, fight you said Errol was ducking. How did all these things come up? So you were able to work it out with Sean Porter, Mean Machine, no issues. Not have access to a lot of that stuff. No books. And bro, you think Bob is 90 years old, bro. You think Bob Arum, of all people, was opening his books to Terence Crawford? If you look, and it just looks dumb, bro, because if you look at I actually read the lawsuit, what the complaint. First of all, what happened to Crawford's lawsuit? Anybody. Bro, I am the best in the world. Y'all not finna play me. Where is Crawford's lawsuit? Can somebody answer this with a yes or no question? Is Terence Crawford still suing Top Rank for racial bias? It's a yes or no question. As of October 20th, is Terence Crawford still suing Bob Arum, a complaint that he registered in January, and then they said you have to revise it? Is he still suing him? Boss Red, did they blame Bob for not getting the Pacquiao fight? That's another great one. Shout out to Boss Red. It's dropped because Bob Arum told Barbershop Conversations, as far as I'm concerned, they were supposed to refile the lawsuit and the complaint and make adjustments, just like they wanted Errol Spence's team to make adjustments on it, and they did. And then Errol Spence ain't heard from Crawford's team. And Bob Arum says, as far as I'm concerned, I ain't getting sued because I ain't heard nothing about it. So again, if we're questioning, y'all want to question me, y'all need to question Bud. I'm questioning the business acumen. How in January are you suing your old promoter with these bold claims and saying, oh, I wasn't afforded big fights or the red carpet treatment based on the color of my skin, racial bias. You set me up for failure in January. And it's almost been a year. You know, we're closer to January 2023 than we're not. So it's almost a year. And Bob said that he as far as he's concerned, it's over. There ain't no lawsuit. So why did why would you pump fake and say you're going to sue somebody and then not sue them? If I say I'm going to sue you, I'm going to sue you. Or if I have to think about it, I'm going to think about it and then I'm not. Why would the first sign of hurdles, I guess you could say, the court said the lawsuit can't be, the complaint can't be submitted in this form. You have to make some revisions or whatever, which happens all the time. Canelo Alvarez was suing Golden Boy and DAZN, and the same thing happened. Canelo Alvarez, I told you, I'm the best in the world. There's nobody that can outthink me in the world of boxing. I promise you that. Canelo was suing Golden Boy and DAZN, trying to get out the contract, basically saying they violated Ali Act and they weren't giving him access. He didn't want to be with Golden Boy anymore. He didn't want to be with him. Right? The judge seen the complaint and there were spelling errors or whatever was wrong with the lawsuit. They said, we can't accept this in this fashion. Canelo Alvarez and his team and his lawyers or whatever resubmitted it because they wanted out of the contract with Golden Boy. And they got their wish. Canelo's now a free agent. Bud Crawford in January, I'm questioning his business acumen. He sued Bob Arum for a bold claim that he prevented me from my star power growing. One, if your lawsuit that we all heard about was true and they prevented you, then you're basically in your lawsuit, you're admitting that you're the B-side, right? You're admitting you're the B-side because you said you were stalled out by your Jewish promoter and he was like biased towards you and giving opportunities to Lomachenko and Tyson Fury and stuff like that. Two, why did you pump fake and sue him? And then as soon as there was a correction needed, you didn't refile the lawsuit? And you telling me Bud is the person that crosses their T's and dots the I's when it comes to business related matter? Now you need this expense sheet from PBC, but we know you didn't get it when you were with Bob Arum, a 90-year-old Jewish man from New York who graduated from Harvard. Why do you need all these new things now to make a fight? Because in that lawsuit, it said, I told you, I would drill y'all. Y'all can't compete because everything I'm saying is true. In that Crawford initial lawsuit, before I guess he dropped it or whatever and didn't refile, the lawsuit complaint lodged against Bob Arum said there was an Errol Spence provision where whoever, Todd DeBuff and his stepson, Bob Arum's stepson, and Bob Arum promised Crawford that he will get Errol Spence within a year from the Mean Machine fight, or he'll get paid out $900K. And he said he got neither. He didn't get the Errol Spence fight with Top Rank, and then he said he didn't get the $900K. So that was part of his complaint. So you let Bob Arum and Todd DeBuff, two Caucasian gentlemen from Top Rank, promise you a fighter that they didn't have, which is Errol Spence, who has his own promotional Man Down Promotions, and a black advisor, Al Heyman. They don't have dibs on Errol Spence's career. You let these guys with Top Rank promise you something that you knew they couldn't provide because you can't manage. They weren't in charge of Errol Spence's career. How are they going to promise you that? Make this make sense. How can someone promise something that's not theirs? Like if I don't own a restaurant and then I say, oh, just go in there and go to the front of the line and ask for some free fish and chips and say Ego sent you. And then you get to the front of the line and they're not going to give you free fish and chips, free food. It ain't my restaurant. The only way that would work is if you own the restaurant or you were buddy with the manager or something, and then you're promising someone, like, how can you promise someone something that you don't have? How can you promise Errol Spence and you're not even in charge of his career? But Bud fell for it, the okie doke, and then later had to sue him, and then I guess later dropped the lawsuit, I'm assuming, since we haven't heard nothing about it. And you're telling me Bud makes great business decisions. Not making sense to me. Where that Bob Arum lawsuit though? You said they messed up and stalled out your career. And then again, if what you said in the lawsuit was true in the complaint, then you're proving that you're the B side and you don't have the leverage in this equation. So it's like at some point you gotta ish or get off the pot. And either fight Errol Spence and give in to their demands or don't do it. And then I don't know what he's gonna do next. I really don't. Because I don't know what lane, like, who is Crawford going to fight? In Conquest, what's up? Another thing, I can't speak for Crawford. I can only speak for me. Crawford filed a lawsuit claiming racial bias with Top Rank, but he's still in the Top Rank gym for Shakur or whoever, and still wishing Christina Poncher happy birthday, still goes to Top Rank fights. Like he was at, what was the top? Shakur just fought Robson Casasio. I think he was at that fight. He was at Lomachenko versus Richard Comey. Bro, I can't speak for Crawford, but I can speak for me. If I'm suing you, I don't want to be a part of your events. I don't want to be a part of your lifestyle. I'm suing you. I'm not going to your events. I don't want to support. That's just me. I'm a all in type of person, period. So I always thought that was kind of weird that Bud was suing Top Rank, but then he was like taking pictures with Shakur in the Top Rank gym, going to Top Rank events, like wishing birthdays to the staff and stuff. To me, that's peculiar, would you say? For me, my energy. Again, I can't say what the next person. If I'm suing you, that's like 50 Cent don't like Ja Rule, and he's suing him, but then he go to Ja Rule's like all white party or something. I don't know. To me, I ain't doing it. I can't speak for the next person. But I mean, I highly doubt that Bud Crawford was getting access to all the stuff he wants from PBC. And then here's the thing, like, this is back to what I was saying with leverage. With leverage, you either have it or you don't. How are you going to start working with a new company? They are vested more in Errol Spence because he was the one smart enough to sign with Al Heyman where the action was for the welterweight division and get the bigger fights and get branded. And now he's big fish. So he has seniority over you. How do you think you can come into that equation and call the shots because you were undisputed at 140? Get out of here, bro. It doesn't make sense. You don't have leverage. This is what I said from the beginning, and I stand on it 10 toes down. You don't have leverage. You aren't integrated into the PBC fight. You have no history with them. You have no loyalty with them. You have no allegiance with them. You have no seniority with them. They haven't invested money in you. You haven't invested money with them. You haven't broke bread with them. Why do you think you can come in to a new system and immediately dictate? That's just not business. It's not how it works. That's like when I started at Lowe's, remember I told you I used to work at Lowe's before the boxing stuff. When I started at Lowe's, I started at the bottom like Drake. I started at the bottom and I worked my way up to the top. Like I didn't just come in, it was like this paved road and I was a salary manager all of a sudden. And then I got all the vacation time I want. I got approved. It didn't happen overnight. It was a process. So in business, sometimes you got to do business with people. show a little bit of loyalty. Like, sign a 3-fight deal with PBC. Errol Spence fight, Errol Spence rematch, and then whatever happens, bro, whatever happens next, then you just take that 3rd fight. Now that why would any promoter let somebody come in and they ain't never worked with you, never broke bread with you, and then they just come in and you just take a 1 fight, potentially beat their fighter, I don't know, and then just dip? It doesn't happen, bro. I am going to destroy you. Anybody that says different, you don't know about business. You don't know I'm the best in the world. Y'all can't defeat me. Y'all can't outthink me, and y'all damn sure can't outwork me. Devin Haney, shout out to that 23-year-old. He gets it. Devin Haney was with Eddie Hearn. Devin Haney was fighting on the DAZN platform. Devin Haney seen an opportunity when Lomachenko fought for his country or whatever, stayed at home, and he said, now is my chance to get them belts. They can no longer call me an email champion. They can no longer call me a Gmail champion. I'm Devin Haney. I'm going to take a risk. I leave my comfort zone, Eddie Hearn DAZN, where I was making good money, and I signed a 3-fight deal with Top Rank and Bob Arum. Devin did not need to do that. I've told you time and time again. Devin has had money since he was a teenager. He doesn't need the money. I'm not saying he doesn't want to make money, but he doesn't need the money. He's had bread since at least 15, 16. He took a gamble and signed with different people. And guess what? Devin Haney's only 23 years old. And guess what? Devin Haney, in my honest opinion, his situation was far more sketch than I believe any situation with PBC would be. Here's why. Devin had to fight in Australia, a whole different country and region, 2 times, which is unheard of. Even like, how did Devin fight the first fight in Australia? Fine. Okay. Camboso's got the belt. He beat T.O., who beat Loma. Fine. Devin had to fight him again in Australia as the champion? That's ballsy. Devin Haney got big balls. And I ain't even going to say pause. The kid got big balls. The ball's just swinging. That's a bold move. You're making more money with Eddie Hearn, fighting Santiago's and whoever, Jojo Diaz, making more money. You were comfortable on DAZN. Like, you didn't need you had a great deal where you were making money. You still went to Top Rank. You conformed to the Top Rank culture. You conformed to the Top Rank protocol. You started shaking hands with Bob Arum, doing photo shoots with their photographer, doing, blood, sweat, and tears, Top Rank, and you signed for a 3-fight deal. It's not that serious. It's not that hard to understand. Bud Crawford, you have to bro, you don't just go into the gang or the mafia and then you just rank. You just the underboss. That's not how it works, bro. I'm the best in the business. I'm the best in the world. And I promise y'all can't outthink me. If you know anything about gang culture, if you know anything about the mafia, the mob, when it comes to this boxing, we the mob, bro. You don't just go into the mafia and say, oh, yeah, I'm Fat Tony. Rank me. That's not, you have to put in work, bro. If you want to be mobbed up and stuff, you don't just become the underboss. You got to put in work. And after years of putting in work or several missions, where you built the trust or whatever, now you the man. Now you the underboss because they trusted you and everything's been on the up and up. You ain't a rat. You don't snitch. You all the way solid. That's business for you. So if it's on some streets like a gang, a mob or mafia, it's the same way. And listen, you start off as a foot soldier. Shout out to Eric H. You start off as a foot soldier. That's perfect. Perfectly put. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I know this stuff. If you really understand, organized crime is a business. You could say it's the wrong business or it's immoral, but it works. Like, there's no difference between the Italian mob in New York in the 70s and Apple. The only difference is the commerce and the product and the methods. Like you make the wrong choice in the mob and the mafia, you get whacked, you get killed. Versus at Apple, you get fired. But the rules of engagement are really the same. Street gang life, it's the same thing. So you look at the structure of a mob and mafia, you put in work in a gang. You a Crip, you a Blood, you put in work. Once you put in work, develop that trust, they see you solid, they see you cripping, and you repping the gang the right way, then that's when you usually get ranked or you get promoted, they start trusting you more. You don't just walk up, oh, I'm from Cedar Block, Blood, and then you just the head Blood. You know what I'm saying? You got to be Monster Cody and put that work in. Terence Crawford, he don't want to be Monster Cody. He don't want to put the work. He think he just shot caller because he was moved up multiple weight. Bro, this ain't the 60s. This ain't the 70s in boxing. Whole different time. Belts don't mean the same thing. Ryan Garcia finna mess around and get a tank fight, and you could argue that he don't deserve one. You could. He never been a champion. You could say there's other guys that are more deserving of it, but it's a business. Boxing is a business. It generates money. Bro, Jake Paul, some people don't like his run in the thing. You know what I mean? But it's making money, so they're not going to stop. These are Salt Poppy and these dudes fighting. If it makes money, they're not going to stop. It's business. So the sooner you understand what I'm saying and catch the vibes, the sooner that you'll understand business and how this stuff works. Crawford seems like he has pride and he won't let it go. And he has whoever in his ear, and they're probably yes men, and they think he gonna call the shots when you don't have no rep for real with the organization. PBC don't know you, cuz. They don't know you. They don't owe you or know you. So why would they start overly bending their back for you? That's just simple business. Like I said, Devin Haney is the prime example of this. Devin Haney took a risk and signed a 3-fight deal. You think Top Rank, Bob Arum, 90 years old. He 90 years old. He said, you got to be ace in the cleaners. Yeah, we paid in full with it. Get my likes up. We paid in full. You think Bob Arum, a 90-year-old man with Top Rank, you think he was going to let Devin Haney stay with Eddie Hearn, sign a 1-fight deal to whoop Kambosos, which he did, and then leave and go back to the zone immediately and keep his options free? It's not how it works. It's not how it works. And it's not how it did work. He signed a 3-fight deal, get some seniority so you can do the business together, make some money together, and then you can dip. Crawford think he Canelo. Like Canelo, he the only one, or Floyd or something like that. Floyd can have his next fight on DAZN, then go to Rise On. You know what I'm saying? Canelo can fight on PBC, get 40 mil guaranteed to fight Caleb Plant, and then peace out. Because it's a one-off and a one-done. And listen, I'm the best in the world, and I'm breaking down the business the best way I know how to. And I hope it's clear. Listen, if my message is clear, type clear in the chat. If you can understand the elements that I'm bringing up, type clear. In Conquest, support the movement. Gang, gang, let's get it. Facts. Kenya B, much love. All right, Pete. The reason why Canelo Alvarez was able to do a one-off with PBC is because he has established name, established credentials, and he has a history where if you match him with the right name and the right product, then you can kind of guarantee where and approximate where the numbers would lie. You can always misjudge like they do in Hollywood all the time, where they give a budget to a movie, $200 million, and then the director mess up the movie and then it tanks, like Waterworld. They spent so much money with Kevin Costner on the movie Waterworld where it didn't initially, earn profit. So yeah, it's life. You can always take a gamble and it doesn't pay off. But at least if you're working with Canelo and you have the right match, Showtime, they can foreshadow based on Canelo having a sales history. He did 1.4 with Golovkin, 1.1 with Golovkin, the first 2 fights. He did 1.2 with Chavez Jr. He did 2.4 with Floyd Mayweather. Showtime worked with him for the Edeslandi fight, Edeslani Lada. Showtime worked with him for the Angulo fight. So they have a sales history and a track sheet where you can approximate, hey, if we make a fight a one-off with Canelo and he fights a champion, Caleb Plant, we could bill it because it's undisputed and the winner of this fight, and they're slapping each other at the press conference, we should do solid numbers. So they're willing to do it with a guy like Canelo, with Jermall Charlo, with David Benavidez, and with Caleb Plant or Errol Spence, because they know that the chance of failure based on the star power of Charlo, the star power of Benavidez, and Caleb Plant being for Undisputed, they can look at the numbers and say, yo, collectively we can do some good numbers. So yeah, it makes sense even with Canelo that you can do a one-off. Bud Crawford, your last promoter, said your numbers is trash and he should have bought a house in Beverly Hills with the money he's losing from you. You don't have that clear of a sales history and a track record for successful events to the point where, of course, they're not going to give Bud some egregious, ridiculous, huge bankable guarantee. He's going to have to make his money on the back end, promote the fight, have a hell of a fight that in a promotion that people want to talk about and get people interested in it. And then you make your money on the back end. There's 2 types in boxing. There's 2 types of sales tiers. If you're a bankable Floyd Mayweather, they can bankroll you. If you're Canelo with the right opponent, they can bankroll you because they know if you put Charlo with Canelo, Charlo with Benavidez, you should get some solid numbers from that. And people should be hyped for the fight. Terence Crawford is literally Russian roulette. Is literally a shot in the dark, throwing a hot dog down a hallway. You don't know what time. Like, I want to see Errol Spence. I get bread. I get bread in this boxing game. So you know the problem ain't with me. I buy Wilder, Helenius. So you know I would buy Terence Crawford, Errol Spence. I get money. I get money in this game. So the problem's not me. I support boxing. I support what I like. So I will buy the fight, but we don't know wider grand scheme what type of numbers Crawford, because Errol can't be, he's been branded great and he has done the heavier lifting 3 belts. But we don't know if Crawford will pick up the slack to the point where what type of numbers with social media and illegal streams and fire sticks and stuff, they don't really know, PBC don't really know what type of numbers Crawford will turn in, even with the Errol Spence, because he hasn't been branded so well. Great fighter, but hasn't been branded so well. Period. That's what this boils down to. Crawford thinks y'all gonna give me a 40 million guarantee. They're not gonna give you 40 million because you don't have a track record of successful events. You're not Canelo. That's how this works. Like, Hollywood will pay The Rock because they know his work. They know he's going to promote the fight. They know he has a big audience on Instagram. They know they're going to get their money. Whether the movie could suck. You know what I'm saying? It could be Hobbs and Shaw or something that people don't like. He did that Red Notice. What was it? Rock Red Notice? I heard mixed reviews. I ain't watch it. Mixed reviews. But it's the #1 movie on Netflix when it came out. So you can bankroll some things if it's bankable. Now I'm barring y'all up right now. I'm telling you how the business work. Bud Crawford, where do you get his numbers from? His numbers with Crawford were trash. His numbers with Khan were trash. And his numbers with Postal was trash. 3 pay-per-views. And collectively, you add Bud Crawford's 3 pay-per-views And they're worse than one Errol Spence pay-per-view. So, although the world of boxing wants to see Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight, it's still unclear in the first fight what type of numbers you would land at. So they're not going to give you this monstrous guarantee up front. That's just business. If Crawford had crazy numbers or better numbers than Errol, then they probably would. Because then business is about profit. If my channel doesn't make money, I'm out of here. There's no clearer way to put it. If my channel does not make money, I'm out of here. I can't keep the lights on. I can't. How could I justify not being able to pay my rent, but I'm making video? It wouldn't make sense. Common sense. Listen, we got a $20 Cash App. Let's go. Tevis sent $20 in the Cash App. Thank you. He said this is for the bars. I'm trying to show y'all how this stuff works. Whether people want to believe me or not, that's on you. Simply put, so you know why they aren't pulling the trigger on no guarantee, not to mention ST in the process of reorganizing. I don't get what the ST part is. ST. I don't know what that is. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Crawford is just delusional. You can't have his track record. Like, he whoops ass as a fighter. This is never what it's been about. There's a lot of guys that whoop ass that aren't stars. Better be able to whoop your ass. That don't mean he doing crazy Spider-Man numbers. You got to understand this about the business. Listen, there are a lot of guys that whoop your ass, but they're not big bankable stars. They can get a knockout though. So they're not going to, again, this is the dilemma Crawford's in. Delusions of grandeur. He probably wants more. Like, he's like, oh, I had to take 60-40. Of course you do. You're the B-side. That's what happens when you're the B-side. You got to take the lower. You don't get the lion's share. That don't make no sense. Bro, listen, my channel has 300,000. I'm trying to paint so many pictures for you so y'all can really picture me rolling. So it's crystal clear to you. I have 300,000 subs. You don't hear me complain about my money. I've been doing this for several years. If there's a YouTube channel and they got 500 subs and they want to do a show and split the pie 50-50, no way. Why would I get, if I'm Boxing Ego, this is simple business, and I got 300K and I would be better off doing a live stream by myself. I don't have to split the pie with nobody. Why would I take a channel? It's not to knock nobody. If there's a channel that have 500 subs, if there's a channel that have 70,000 subs, how would it be 50-50? When I've been in the game putting up points like Steph Curry, putting up points like Kobe. It'll never be 50-50 unless you bring into, like, it would have to be like Jake Paul or Logan Paul, like somebody like that, for the split to be different. Because it's like, okay, now you got a big channel. Okay, your channel's bigger than mine. Okay, you get the lion's share. It's business. It's that simple. It's that simple. So, you know, people are like, oh, but Crawford, he agreed to everything. He agreed to the 40%. No ish. You got no choice to agree when you don't have the leverage. I mean, this is just, it's a shame that I got to spend so much time talking about this stuff when it's like clear as day. Like, who has a job in retail? Anybody. Don't be ashamed. Do you have a job in retail? Yes or no? Anybody, listen, we need some volunteers. Do you have a job in retail? I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to make it crystal clear. I'm going to show you. Anybody currently hold a job in the world of retail? In the chat. All right, Oz and Tall Boy. Between the two of y'all said y'all used to. Eric, okay, so a couple people used to. Did you make more money than your store manager? The people that said I used to, when you were working at those retail jobs, did you make more money than your store manager? Tall Boy Slim said, no, sir. I wish. Exactly. If you're not in the position of leverage, when they have a bonus, even if you're eligible for a bonus, your bonus is not going to be as great as the store manager. He at the top of the food chain. Errol Spence is the goddamn big fish. Your bonus is not going to be the same as his when he's produced bigger than you. Just like in retail, your store manager, his bonus is going to be bigger than yours. His annual salary, he probably got a nicer car than you. That's business, people. You know, some businesses, they got marked reserved parking spots for certain positions. You the CEO, you got the close-up parking spot. If you a regular associate in a cubicle, you don't got the reserved spot. This is life. Deal with it. Tough titty. So they're not going to give Crawford no crazy guarantee. He don't have crazy guarantee stats. Not beating people, but crazy guarantee stats in terms of the business side of like successful pay-per-views. He has 3 pay-per-views, and if you add up all 3 of Crawford's pay-per-views, they're less than 1 Errol Spence pay-per-view. That's a fact. That's business for you, people. So I mean, hopefully they bring this to a close and we get the fight, but I don't really see how much longer. Errol Spence, he said, man, I could have already fought in November. Yeah, Crawford sound like 50 Cent's son, entitlement. He sound like Marquise Jackson. And this is exactly what 50 Cent was talking about. He said him and his mom, they feel entitled. And it's a sense of, he said the 6,700 ain't enough. See, I be keeping up with my hip hop. Let's get it. Bro. He said you buy him some brand new Jordans, and he said he wanted it in a different colorway. That's Bud Crawford. Bro, Bud Crawford is Marquise Jackson, 50 Cent's son. And again, this is not to be rude or whatever. I'm just being real. This is how business works. You can hate it, love it. If you're Tank, you're not making what Tank makes. Deal with it. The manager got an office, you got a cubicle. See? Some people get it. So hopefully this wraps up. I want to hit y'all over the head. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe. I am the best in the world. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody for supporting. That's it. I'll be back with some more heat. And I'm out.